How you doing, guys? Today we'll be talking about one of my favorite games from this year called Balatro, which was recently nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2024. It started a little bit of controversy because you know, it's made by Local Thunk, which is a single developer, which means that it's an indie developer, which is only one dude who made this game. And the fact that a game that was made by just one guy was nominated for Game of the Year amongst the likes of Sony, FromSoft, other games such from Atlas and Sega as well, Square Enix. The fact that just one guy, passion project, made this amazing roguelike deck building game that, captivated people like me. And it started a little bit of stuff on the internet recently where people didn't really understand why this game was nominated because honestly, from the outside looking in, I was one of those guys who was like, this doesn't look like something that would, this isn't anything pushing the industry or really anything great. But yeah, I got into it. Like I say, I started playing this game about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I already have over 60 hours on it, and I play pretty much every day. The game is just so addicting and fun, and it really just hits your serotonin receptors right, right where you need them. You can see from the footage that it's pretty impressive that one guy was able to make something like this. It might seem simple from the basics. Like it kind of looks like, your game of solitaire that you see your grandma play on her computer whenever you were younger. But there's a lot more to it. It's basically it's what we call a roguelike, which is a game that you have multiple different runs of it. So if when you lose, you start the whole game over again. But each run is different as there's shops within it where you can buy different cards. The game is basically based around poker, as you can tell from the gameplay. Like you play poker hands to get points, but you can get each card gives you chips and a multiplier bonus. But then the buffs that you buy from the store result in increased multiplier score, more chip bonuses, and then there's different jokers, which basically give your deck more buffs and bonuses. So you can plan out each run differently pretty much every time, and it really leads to a ton of replayability and just a game that really captivated me from start to end. It kind of sucks that this game was kind of wrapped up in like some negative press around the gaming industry, like in the gaming space on Twitter. People didn't really know much about it when it was nominated, but then after the game got nominated, a lot more fans have came out and were like, "Dude, this game is pretty damn good, and it really does deserve a nominee along with some of these great games this year." The Game Awards wrapped up last week, and Balatro did not come out victorious in Game of the Year. That was handed to Sony's Astrobot. However, I think it's really impressive that a game like this was able to even crack the top nominees for the prestigious Game Award. And it's great because it's one of my favorite genres. Like I love roguelikes and I love poker, so it was good to really see this game get its nomination and some flowers thrown its way. Now, in the year 2024, a lot of these bigger game development companies have kind of let us down. They call these themselves AAA developers, which means, very high budget, very high production, and supposedly very high quality video games. However, companies like Ubisoft, Bethesda, and Activision recently have, they've really let down their fans, where they're charging such a premium price at the average price of a game now is around $70 USD, and they don't really follow up with what they with what they promise. A lot of their content is locked behind DLC paywalls nowadays, which just they kind of just want to squeeze their audience for as much money as they can. While a game like Balatro, just $15 flat, unlimited replayability, free DLC for the rest of its lifespan. Like, come on, like it really deserves its flowers when going against such big names in the Game Awards this year. I really hope more gamers give this game a try because it really is worth the effort. I was, as I said before, I was one of those people who was like, why is this game nominated? Like, this game is nothing compared to something like Black Myth Wukong or Astrobot. Then I play it. Now I'm 60 hours deep, play every single day, and I have deep addiction to it. So I hope this really brought some light to why this game was nominated for Game of the Year, and I hope there's some hate, some of the hate on the internet quells a little bit. So thank you guys.